Hello, so today I'll be showing you how to make the visor bar, or well, not the visor bar, but the visor in a vehicle rotate with an animation to where your wheel-in flat lighter folds down while steer is spawning, and you have this nice and covert tucked back in the vehicle if you need to. So as you can see, it's already done here under visor and the extra. I've already compounded everything and made the lights work because I've done this video again and I screwed it up. Well, I screwed up a collision, which made me think I screwed something else up. Anywho, so I'm gonna redo it now for y'all. So, the lights are completely working in the visor, in the flight lighter, so I will just hide that. Now we'll focus on the visor itself. So we will decompound it real quick. I will create a dummy for it, and I will recompound it again. Now, you see where the axis is right on here? I want it to be here because this is where it's going to be rotating out of for the animation. So it needs to be here, and don't recenter it unless you want to spend like 5 times as much work making something else work with movements and rotations and whatever. So just for your own sake, just put it here. So first things first is you want to take your dummy, not an L0, just a dummy. Go to GTA options, double click here. You want position, rotation X, position, rotation Y, position, rotation Z. Okay, and apply. This is going to allow it to move and rotate in GTA itself. So that needs to be done. Okay, next thing you're going to do, you want to open your track editor. You want to create a new animation. Now you can call this whatever you want, but I prefer to call it what my vehicle is called. So in this case, we'll name it Port ASU. And there's a reason why you do this. Why you should name it something you can remember easily. I will get to it later. So under here, you want to tick off preferred times and relative to bind. And you want to do that. You want to go to properties. You want to, I have a list. Give me a second to pull it up.
Touch.
Just 1 second. I forgot to open this beforehand, so I do apologize. Okay, it's here. So, what you want to do is, okay, so, god damn it, it's not here. Okay, so whilst you're in your properties here, you want to go ahead and do audio :ID and add it, and you are going to paste. I will put it down in the description. Just paste this down there. Just leave it there. Now, you won't need this unless you're using audio, which we want in this case because of what it is. There's not going to be any audio to it. But if you were to use it, you'll see the list. It's 1, Windows Start, 2, Windows Stop, etc. It just goes down that line. Anywho, you can close out properties now, and you can create your track. So track 1, you can name this again whatever you want, but I will name this rotate. And you want to open it. Oh, you want to drag it in, click on it, and open it down. And you also want to drag your visor right here. And you can see it says controls visor. Right, so this is the movement track, this is the rotation track, this is the scale track, and this is the special track. You won't touch the scale or the special. I don't really know what they do, so just don't fuck with it. We want movement and rotation. Now, if you're only moving or only rotating, you can take either of these off, but in this case, we will be both moving and rotating, so we will not touch anything. So, first thing you want to do is click on free mode. Free mode will allow you to rotate this freely and will allow you to set keyframes easily. So, you want to go ahead up to here, go to local. I'm pretty sure you can do this with any of the other ones, but this is how I learned to do it, so this is how I'm going to do it. Now, you want to set your first key. You can do this either by setting set key or by double clicking up here. It just says the initial start location. Anyhow, in this specific animation, I know that it's going to take me about a second to do the animation properly. So you go up to here where it says 1 second. Now, don't add another keyframe. What you want to do before that is you want to move it and rotate it to where you want it. So, because I've done this before, I know that a nice start for, oh fuck, make sure you turn pivot off as well. I know that a nice start to my animation is around 109 degrees, right here. Now I'm gonna bring it a little bit more, like that. Okay. Now I'm also gonna move it so it lines up with this. Oh, come on. Do I have move axis? No. There we go. Okay, so we want to move it. I will hide this for a minute. We want to move it so it matches up with that. Just about. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but try to make it as nice as you can. Lovely, just like so. We will also rotate it so it matches up with this. I'm rotating it wrong, aren't I? Oh, okay. So we want to rotate it so it matches up with this, which is where the initial position is. And then rotate it like this, up. Lovely, this is where I want. And I will also move it up a bit. Okay, that's about where I want it. A little bit more forward, something like that. Anyway, the animation, you'll do this however you want to do it, however it looks good for your model. It's not going to be the same for every single model, of course. Now, notice how I'm not touching the flatlighter. This is because we won't be animating that. We'll just throw it under the dummy of the visor, we'll child it into visor. Essentially, we'll just throw it in here. That's what child is. That's what a child is, of course, something that belongs to the parent, which is the visor. And just have that take the animation. You'll see when I get to it what I mean. So, whilst we're here, we'll open our track editor back, and we will place another keyframe. So, just before I do, I want to rotate this a tiny bit more. Right around there. This is a model I'm actually going to be using, so I want it to look good. Lovely, just like so. And we will set key. Now you see how it does this weird shit like that? That's because it's interpolated onto spline. So you need to just set it to linear, and it's nice and straight. So to select, you hold down right click, and to deselect, double click right click. Right, so if we tick off free mode and we go into 3D, we should, yep, see, that's your animation right there. You can hit play and it'll go, and it will, of course, in game it'll stop when it gets a second, but you can see it starts up here and it ends up here. Right, so I'll put this back in local because it doesn't matter anymore. Go into user. Now in user you can't see it playing, so unfortunately, yeah. Anywho, that's done. So now you want to create another track and call it tags. Now you won't touch tags because that's where you set audio and shit like that, and we won't be doing audio, so there's no point for that. Just create it because that's what it wants to do. Now you're done with this, so you can close out of it, and you want to go to animation, save as file, and you want to name it VA underscore whatever you want. In this case, I will name it VA underscore port ASU. Again, it doesn't have to be the same as the model, but it has to be, it can be whatever you want, really. And just save it. Now, I will drag my extra back into the visor. And as you can see, I'll run it again for you. 3D. And you can see it will move with it if I tick it on. So, play. And you can see it moves with it. Lovely. Now, you want to put this into your model, wherever you want really. I'll put it under here. I will show all, and of course it's auto-saving. And then we'll just export it. Because I have not exported it with this, the visor as its own thing. Plus I've done some edits to it, so I have to re-export it anyway. Now you can see here we have a lot of mod kits, so I'll just untick those so my workspace is clear. In a different video I'll show you how to do mod kits as well, so that's something down the line though. So export the high and export the regular. Now I'm not going to show you how to make extras and sirens and whatever in this video. I assume if you're doing animations you already know how to do it. And I'm also going to remind you to make sure you put your MS at the top and to add your textures into your YTD. Again, I've already done this, so I'm not going to redo it. Now, we'll take our files and we'll also take the VA underscore port ASU, which stands for vehicle animations, and we'll put it into our stream folder in our resource. This is mine. Now, we go into our vehicles meta, and you'll see here we have 3 animation things. We have animation, whatever this is, direct name, which it has to be exactly what you name this. So copy that and paste it into there. And then the roof name has to be whatever you named your animation in Zmodeler. So it would be, in our case, I know it's port ASU. Port ASU. But it is, oh, wrong thing, right here. It is going to be this name right here. As you can see, of course, it's port ASU in my case. It's just easier to name that. So right here, we don't have any windows affected, so we'll leave this blank. However, if you have windows affected, you just place the names here. Of course, I assume you know how to edit vehicle metas and carcals and whatever. I'm sorry, metas in general. You just remove this, you put your names, and you close it with one of these again. Anyway, now that everything's in, we can start up our server, which might take a little bit, so I might pause this video if it does, and we can test it out. And it will take a little bit, so I will see y'all once I get in game. Alright, welcome back. Now we're back in game. We will try out the vehicle. So, okay, so in case it crashes when it does that, when you just spawn it in, that probably means that you named something wrong in the vehicles.meta. Just keep that in mind. Now, in our case, it didn't crash, which means obviously it's working. So as you can see, my lights are working, and if I hold down H, it flips down. Now, as you can see, I have to edit where the dash cam is, because of course it's interfering. But it's working how I want it to work, for the most part. Ooh, now, as you can see my Corona from the lights moving, so I have to move that. I would highly encourage you to put your dummies within the flat lighter. Even though they might show a little bit, it does shit like that, and it reflects on the window if you don't, and it's weird. I was trying something, obviously it's not working, so I'm gonna go back and move them. But this is what your final product should be like. So yeah. If you want any other tutorials, such as how to do roof numbers, like this for example, in my case at least, this is how I do them, please let me know down below in the comment section. I will get another tutorial of that if you'd like. I can also do different mod kits. I can do ULC. I can do quite a lot of things, so just please let me know if you want. I can even do UP. Yeah, if you want to commission a vehicle or something, throw me a comment down below. I will get in contact with you via Discord. We can arrange something if you'd like that. Otherwise, just leave comments down below. I might eventually, if I make a Discord, I will update the description to include my Discord, and you can reach out directly. Thank you guys.